Chapter 4. Ruthlessness. The stone steps were steep and uneven, with dangers lurking on both sides. A misstep could lead to a fall. After walking for less than half a day, Wang Lin felt his legs as heavy as lead, sweating profusely, breathless, and struggling to move forward. When he looked up from the foot of the mountain, the stone path didn't seem long, but actually walking on it, he found the path seemed endless, evoking a sense of despair from the depths of his heart. Ahead of him, over a dozen sturdy youths were also panting heavily, slowly climbing. So far, no one had given up. Wang Lin gritted his teeth and persevered. He knew this was his last chance. His parents' expectant eyes lingered in his heart. Just then, a youth behind him suddenly lost his footing, slipped, and fell rapidly from the side, his terrified scream echoing.
"I give up! Help!"
Everyone stopped, looking down unanimously. They saw a black light flash as a Hengyu sect disciple rushed out from somewhere, caught the youth in midair, and landed gently at the mountain foot. Wang Lin's face was pale, silent. He cautiously continued, climbing upward. Time passed quickly. 2 days later, the figures of the dozen or so youths ahead of him were no longer visible. Wang Lin didn't know how many of his companions had given up. He only knew that he absolutely could not give up. Although blisters had formed and broken on his legs and feet, sending piercing pain, he still persisted, climbing forward with his hands.
The child's heart is firm. But alas, the great Tao is ruthless. Futile, utterly futile.
Alongside drifted down from the mountain peak. A sallow-faced middle-aged man floated lightly down the steps, passing swiftly by each youth, his face filled with emotion. When passing Wang Lin, the man paused slightly. This child was the 6th youth he had seen, but definitely the most wretched one. Covered in blood, his clothes soaked, knees and toes mangled. He was climbing inch by inch, using only his hands. The man sighed softly.
Child, what is your name?
Wang Lin's mind was already blurred. He had only one thought, to climb to the summit even if it killed him. He didn't hear the man's question. In his eyes, there was nothing but this stone path. The man observed Wang Lin's eyes moved by his determination. He placed his hand on Wang Lin's head, then shook his head, and muttered to himself.
Exceptional perseverance. But sadly, his aptitude is too ordinary. No fate. No fate.
He took a deep look at Wang Lin and continued down the steps. On the night of the 2nd day, Wang Lin's hands were a bloody mess. The steps he climbed were marked with a deep trail of blood. By now, Wang Lin was unaware of this. He was driven solely by will, his breath fading at the moment of sunrise on the 3rd day. He vaguely seemed to see the end of the steps. But unfortunately, a ruthless voice like thunder echoed, shaking his heart.
Time is up. Only 3 have passed. The rest have failed.
Wang Lin gave a bitter laugh, his body tilting, and he collapsed on the steps, unconscious. The black-clothed man from 3 days ago stood at the summit, looking at Wang Lin, who was less than 30 meters away, his eyes devoid of emotion. Several Hengyu sect disciples quickly descended from the summit, gathering all the youths who were still persevering and bringing them up the mountain, uniformly feeding them medicine.
Senior brother, out of 39 test takers, 25 gave up. Besides the 3 who passed, 11 remain.
A female Hengyu sect disciple reported coldly. She had undergone such a cruel test herself years ago, barely passing the perseverance test due to her childhood martial arts foundation, becoming a registered disciple. After nearly 10 years of effort, she still hadn't become a true disciple.
The 3 who passed, take them to the Miscellaneous Affairs Department to arrange future work. Send the 25 who gave up back to their respective families. As for these 11 who persevere to the end, after they regain consciousness, take them uniformly to the Sword Spirit Pavilion to see if any have an affinity with the Sword Spirit. If not, they will still be sent back to their families.
After speaking, the man didn't even glance at the youths again, flicked his sleeve, and left. 3 days later, in the Sword Spirit Pavilion, 11 youths, including Wang Lin, stood pale to the side. Wang Lin's physical injuries had healed, but the wound in his heart was torn wider. Waves of heart-wrenching pain incessantly devouring his body and mind. This sword spirit test was not presided over by the black-clothed man, but by an unfamiliar young man in white. However, without exception, his expression was icy, and his gaze towards them was ruthless, as if looking at ants.
This is the final test. Those who can enter this room pass.
The youth's words were brief, his face showing impatience. Wang Lin's gaze fell upon an extremely ordinary-looking house. The main door in the center was open. Looking inside, he saw ancient swords of varying lengths placed within. The youths went towards the room one by one in order. The first youth, just as he approached within about 15 meters of the house, showed a struggling expression and was pushed back several meters by an invisible force.
Not qualified. Next.
Wang Lin was the seventh. The previous 6 all failed to advance past the 15-meter mark. He smiled bitterly, mustering the little hope remaining in his heart, and walked forward. He passed the 15-meter point easily. Wang Lin was stunned. His hopes rapidly soared. His mouth was dry, his heart pounding wildly. He took another step, about 3 meters further. Still, he felt no discomfort. The youth made a sound of surprise, his eyes flashing, showing a trace of interest. His expression softened slightly.
Don't hesitate. Keep walking inward. If you can enter the house and gain the sword spirit's approval, even if you failed the previous 2 tests, you will be accepted as a true disciple.
The other 10 youths all showed expressions of envy within which lay deep jealousy. Wang Lin was nervous inside. His parents' expectant eyes flashed in his mind again. He took another step. Now about 6 meters from the door, Wang Lin, apprehensive, took another step. At that moment, a tremendous force suddenly appeared, surging madly towards Wang Lin. His body, out of control, was swiftly pushed back, only stopping after being thrown over 30 meters away. The other youths standing nearby all looked at him with expressions of mockery. In their view, Wang Lin should be just like them, with no chance whatsoever. Wang Lin let out a miserable laugh. The torn wound in his heart grew larger. The expectant eyes of his parents gradually faded from his mind.
Not qualified. Next.
The youth's expression turned cold again, as before. The